Hi everyone, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. As you can see, I have my favourite perfumer, Aaron Terence Hughes, with me. In this video, he is going to be blind smelling and rating Elixir fragrances. Have you heard of the term Elixir when it comes to fragrances?
I might have done. I have Hard Candy Elixir, Slut Elixir, Unicorn Elixir. So I have 3.
Aaron's going to smell a few of the most recent Elixir releases and rate them, so stay tuned. Elixirs. There's a lot of them around at the moment. Do you think there's too many?
I think it's kind of an on-trend thing. I want to say I came up with the name Elixirs. I designed my labels like about a year to 2 years advance. So I was a little bit annoyed with all of them because I had my labels before. I just want to say that.
Actually, there's a fragrance in this video that is the exact same story.
Oh, is it? Okay.
As that.
Okay.
So that was interesting. I was going to ask you, when did you come up with Elixir? And I think, obviously, Elixir, when applied to fragrances, has been around for a while, but the one that really started off the trend, I think, is Sauvage Elixir, which was 2021. So you sort of had your labels and stuff done around that same time, so...
No, before that. So
before?
In Unicorn Elixir, there's a Unicorn Oud, which I was designing with the family that produced my oud. They've been producing oud for generations, and I wanted to have a specific oud. And for that sort of thing, it's not something which is done. It's kind of a very, very long. So it may be around about the COVID period. You
were ahead of the trend, essentially, and before the Elixirs all just started flooding the market.
Yeah. So that's why when Sauvage was kind of like one, but when they all came, I was just like, oh god, this looks like I'm almost like following on, because for a company, it takes a long time to get the labels. We work a year to 2 years ahead. Yeah. So we have labels for 2 years' time, and then I work on the fragrance with it because of logistics and things. So
what does the term elixir mean to you?
Technically, it should be you should take the original sort of formulation and you should restructure it so it's more dense, heavy, luxurious. Should have more expensive raw materials in it. That's kind of what I'm thinking. When I think of elixir, I think elixir of the gods. So it should be the best version of that fragrance that you can possibly do. It shouldn't be an add-on, an afterthought. It should be, okay, this is the best I can do. This is taking something which is well loved and, making it richer, deeper, darker, more longer lasting, kind of everything in the kitchen sink. That's what I would expect. Yeah,
so connections with Elixir of the Gods, Elixir of Life. I did a video where I just sort of looked at the beginnings of the word elixir, and you go back to medieval times. Alchemists were creating sort of tonics and potions. Some of them reputably would heal illnesses. Some would give eternal life. Obviously, fragrances aren't going to do anything like that, but it's a fun way of saying this is a high quality, special fragrance. It should be unique, it should be distinctive and different, and it should wow you, really.
100%.
Now my thing is, with all these designer fragrances flooding the market with elixirs, we've gone through EDT, EDP, Parfum, intense versions, so it's like elixir is just sort of the next marketing term that can be applied to sell more flankers, basically. What I want to find out in this video is if these fragrances, first of all, any good, and are they worthy of having that label elixir?
Personally, I feel a little bit annoyed because the 2 year gap in designing it, year to 2 year, and you think, and then kind of all these things, and then you kind of think, I wish I'd chosen a different. I had like 4 or 5 names. I can come at names a lot. So as a brand, you kind of think, oh god, people are going to think I'm really pleased you asked. People are going to think I'm just going after the trend. Not at all. Designer
Fragrance will take note. This man is not happy. He's annoyed about all these elixirs. So just stop it and
do something else.
Do something else. They'll come up. They'll get bored of it at some point. And
they're boardrooms for the people to do this.
I know.
It was only me.
Yeah. They must have been like, what's that Aaron guy doing?
I doubt it.
Let's do that. Dior would have been like, oh, Aaron.
I very much doubt that. I very much doubt that.
Right, anyway, so not all designer, one's niche. I wonder if you can tell which one is the niche out of these. But here are some popular, very recent elixir releases. So let us know what you think and give us a rating on them.
This is not niche. This is high street designer. Very nice, mass appealing, sweet, clean ether maltol, coumarin, vanillin, dihydrogenol. It's very nice. This combination is a winning combination. So if you're going to do something which everyone loves, this is kind of it.
And you picking out that it's a high street designer fragrance, very mass appealing.
Yes.
Is that a good thing for you, or is that a sign that the quality's not quite there?
No, not at all. So that's not a, it is what it is. So it's kind of been built. So when someone's got,
so it's not a criticism of it?
No, not at all. It's kind of, it is what it is. It's a primarily aroma chemicals with a few naturals in, and kind of for the price, that's what you're going to get. I can't imagine you're going to get beautiful packaging. I kind of think you're going to get what you're going to get. And I think, I would hope that if people go and spend £60, they're not kidding themselves. They're going to be having these sort of exquisite raw materials, Swarovski crystals, beautiful packaging, that experience. They're not going to get that. So it kind of is what it is, you know, and it is what it is, but for the price, it's great.
Out of 10, what are you going to give it? Just off the strip.
I love the amber in this. So I think it's great. If it's £60, I think like a 9. I think it's nice.
Okay.
I think it's a really nice
I'd
scent.
agree with you on that one. I think this is an Elixir fragrance that I really enjoy. Whether it's a true Elixir that blows my mind, I'm not sure. But take the name Elixir out of it. It's a good fragrance. I really enjoy it.
And for the price.
And for the price.
It's great.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going with a 9 for that one. All right. Next one.
It's the same sort of thing. It's like sweet, clean, stronger than that one.
Yeah.
Still designer. I can't imagine that it's like bubblegummy. That's what I would imagine the iones with it. That gives it sort of, it can give it a fluffy, bubblegummy sort of smell. Nice, it's the same sort of thing. And exactly what I said for the first one is going to be for the second one. I love fragrances like this. They're nice. I think they're great, and I think they have a younger demographic, but I think I would wear them. But that sweet smell, I think, is very intoxicating.
Out of 10, what would you give that one?
Exactly the same. So exactly 9 out of 10. I think they're great. I think it's just a very, very nice smell.
Do you prefer, you gave both those first two a 9, do you prefer the second over the first, or?
I think they're both kind of, I would imagine if I sprayed one, and I'd like one, exactly. So kind of, I'm not going to differentiate between like both of them. All
right, next one. Another Elixir.
This is, I'd imagine, I'm going to go on a thing. I'd imagine it's like the 1 million thing. 1 million has that. 1 million are overly sweet. So they're kind of like saccharine sweet, but they're kind of like, you can't help but like them. I always feel embarrassed when I say I like them.
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Don't be embarrassed, you know?
Well,
I know what you mean. It's like if you like a popular song or something that all the kids are listening to, and it's, you know,
I like this. I kind of really like this. I love the Elixir they did. They did an Elixir.
You like it?
Yeah, I prefer this one to the, if you're going to pick my brains, but it's going to be really, really like sort of really marginal. I love that one. Then as they go down in sort of like strength, but I like that one because it's musk heavy.
Right.
Musk heavy, solid. It's more solid and robust.
Yeah.
The one down is kind of it sort of goes down, if you sort of see.
Okay.
So
Out of 10, that one?
Give it a 9.
A 9.
I kind of like it.
So we've got 3 9s so far. Okay. So you're liking these Elixirs.
I love sweet. I love sweet, vanilla-y, sort of platonic fragrances.
Actually, that is a common thing. I'm glad you mentioned that with Elixirs, because sweetness seems to be a theme that runs through these Elixirs. Oh, let's see if you think that is the case with this Elixir.
It's a bit strange smelling it after that one. Is more of a fresh.
It's a very different smell.
If you love fragrance as much as I do, head over to my online store, luxparfum.co.uk. You'll find my favourite brands, plus brands you can't find anywhere else in the UK. Link is in the description.
Strong, wool, masses of, when I say masses, okay, I should reel myself back in. A lot of dihydrogen muscle in this, so it smells very, very masculine. Masculine, strong, burning my nose a little bit. So out of all of them, I think this is the strongest. Nutmeg, ambroxan, vetiver. I love sweeter fragrances. They work on my skin better, but this is like smells like how Middle Eastern houses make fragrance. It's kind of got that smoothness. Remember the smoothness I was talking about?
Yeah.
It's not amouage at all, but Middle Eastern fragrances are smooth and strong. That's what they have in, that's what all of them have in common. I like it now it's drying down, but I think it is insanely strong. Has ambers in it. So this has been built to be the strongest thing, and it's been built to dominate. And that's kind of what I think it's kind of around.
It definitely dominates.
So on a technical level, beautifully constructed, kind of just really, really great, solid perfumery, blended to perfection, just beautifully blended. I don't like that soapiness to it. There's a soapiness to it. I just don't like that, if I'm kind of very honest.
Agreed, I think there definitely is a soapy aspect
to
it.
I think it's great. So kind of like this is this thing when I get stuck, when I think it's amazing perfumery. Like, it's just like amazing perfume with that brain to make that, I think is like genius brain, but I don't like it. And so I tend to mark them by an 8 because it's just absolutely not for me.
So an 8 for that one. Designer or niche?
Designer.
Good call. Right, that was a tough one to call actually. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm going to tell you that you did get that right. All right, so we've got an 8 for that, 9s for the others. Slight little wild card here at the end, but it still ties into the theme of the video. See what you make of that.
Tobacco. Dead off, like just a wall of tobacco. Cedarwood. You smell cedarwood in it. Ice Super. It's velvety. Very nice. Really nicely blended, really well constructed. But I think it's, again, I think it's strong, nice wall of fragrance, really well created. But I would put them both the same, but an 8. But because it's just absolutely not for me, I'd never gravitate to that at all. Yeah,
I'm surprised. I thought this would perhaps be the one, because I think that's the boldest of all of them. So I thought you might have quite liked.
No, I like sweet fragrances. So this is the thing, it's 2 areas. If I'm sort of flying in that confined space, I want something fresh.
Yeah.
If I'm something for myself, it's something it's sweet because it works on my skin, and I naturally love sweet fragrances. That's kind of what I gravitate to. Floral fragrances, sweet fragrances, oud fragrances. And that's just my brain. And that's okay to think something's amazing and not like it. I think we should, as people who love fragrance or in this world, we should have the ability to say, I can really see the technical ability, I can really appreciate it, but it's just absolutely not for me.
Yeah,
and it's not.
There is a distinction there, which
100%.
If you don't personally like something for you, rather than trash the fragrance, to be able to still look at the fragrance technically and say, yeah, it's a good one. It's just not my style. I would choose.
100%.
Well, absolutely fine. Yeah. All right, we're going to reveal them now. And the first one that you enjoyed, we'll let you smell it again if you like. Invictus Victory. Have you done this one on your channel?
I don't think so. They all smell like bubble bath. They have a bubble bath sort of like smell. It's okay.
Yeah.
Sweet, clean, nice.
Yeah.
Clean, robust. I think it's very nice. It's sort of clean sweet. Super, super clean sweet.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's fine. It's designery, mass appealing, but done pretty well. I've enjoyed wearing this. This one performs pretty well for me as well. So yeah, I like it. I personally don't think it's special enough to earn the name Elixir.
It smells like a nice fits with the range. They all fit with the range. Okay.
Lamal
I've not smelled
Elixir.
it yet.
So you've not smelled this one?
No.
Yeah, well, you have now. Okay. So I'll let you have another sniff as I'm talking about it.
Yeah, I like it.
So obviously the latest release, brand new. I really enjoy this one.
Yeah, sweet, clean. Very nice.
They've added to the Lamal DNA tobacco and honey.
Oh.
So you've got a bit of the minty freshness of the original Lamal, but then it's sweetened up and a little bit more gourmand-like with tobacco and honey.
So the note they're using to create a tobacco note, one way to do it is with a raw material called, it's a coumarin raw material and it's octo something. So that is what you're detecting, and you can easily turn it into honey by adding coumarin kind of with it. It's that sort of combination. I wouldn't say it's tobacco. Personally, I would say it's more coumarin, sort of, and lactonic coumarin based. It's very, very nice.
It's not an intense tobacco, that's for sure. It's very rounded and very smooth, especially with the honey as well. And surprisingly, a lot of that original Lamal DNA comes through as well. Yeah, I agree. So, but you liked it. You gave that a 9 out of 10, and then I think you said you knew what this one was anyway. This is 1 Million Elixir. And surprisingly, this was the one that I think you said was your favourite out of the bunch.
They use raw materials because they buy in such massive amounts that are quite expensive, interestingly. So in the elixirs, there are raw materials which are expensive, and kind of that radiance with it. It's like an amber wood raw material, which I really, really love. So this is when it's a little bit weird in my brain. There are raw materials which they're using, which I actually really enjoy smelling on their own. It's kind of, I love that. I don't do that too much anymore, but there's kind of, I enjoy working with them. So there's raw materials they're using in that I particularly love working with. So that's probably why I love it, because it's like, I love that raw material. Okay, great. So big thumbs up for 1 Million Elixir. So Sauvage Elixir. Yeah, not for me. I think, did you know that it was Sauvage Elixir? Because you were saying all the right things about it. No. I sort of, now what I try to do is kind of just empty my mind, and stop that mind shouting at me. That sounds like I'm schizophrenic. I'm absolutely not. I have a doctor's note to say I'm not. I just want to put that out there. But
He does. He showed it to me before we started.
I did.
I always ask for the doctor's note, and he showed me.
I've never noticed it before, but the other Sauvage and this one has a bubble bath, sort of very, very clean, soapy smell, and I don't really like that. But did I know it? Might have done somewhere in my head, but I was just trying to relax and sort of go through it.
I agree with that sort of soapy, bubble bathy, luxury, soapy type of smell. It's like an old school gentleman's cologne type 100%. Smell woven into a bit of the Sauvage DNA and then some spices thrown in there as well. And you said it's very strong. It is very strong. This is a massive fragrance. You can overspray this actually. It could be a bit obnoxious if you wore too much of it. So yeah, got to go easy on the trigger.
Do you want to know something interesting about, I'll tell you really quickly something interesting. In Mexico, they have people on a waiting list for this.
For Sauvage Elixir?
Yeah. So we went to buy it, to do reviews out there. You can't get it. We have people on a waiting list. No, she wasn't like that. She was like, no, we have people on a waiting list. It's for maybe 3 months, but we'll give you a call, you know, all this sort of stuff. And I was like, oh, it's only a fragrance. But yeah, people on the waiting list for it.
Right. Okay. Well, there we go. I feel honoured to own it. Sorry to all the people in Mexico who haven't got this. And the last one, this is not a flanker, this is just called Elixir.
Oh, okay.
So Peter, who has the fragrance channel Fragrance View, he has a brand that he creates. He's the perfumer of the brand, just him. It's just one-man band, Centauri Perfumes, and it's called Elixir.
Okay.
And I'll let you have another smell of that. You were saying tobacco with this one. I don't believe there's tobacco in it, but when you were talking about it, I know what you mean. It's got this intense, sweet woodiness. I was speaking to Peter about this, and he used a certain extraction of coffee, like it's an espresso style, so it gives a very sort of intense coffee, woody type of smell, and that combined with the sweeter elements, because there's some caramel in this as well. It definitely does create like a profile that is like tobacco. So
you can smell it, and this is not being disrespectful at all. You can smell it's more someone who, like I was saying earlier, who's creative and someone who's doing their own thing. But it's very, very well blended. I can say that it's excellently blended. But it's kind of not for me, because if I like sweeter fragrances, that's almost like separate. Do you know what I mean? So. You know, it is what it is. I
do really feel that these two earn the label Elixir, because this is so creative and different. Yeah. I smelled this and it did blow my mind a little bit, because it's not what I was expecting. For me, it is quite wearable, relatively mass appealing, but very artistic at the same time.
100%.
So it sort of shouts out a little bit. It's got some good attitude. It reminded me in elements of it by Killian's Black Phantom. Okay. And it's got the coffee, the caramel. And booze in it. It's got cognac and rum in there, so it creates that sort of smooth booziness to it. So I think, and the bottle as well. I mean, that if there's any bottle that should be called an Elixir, it's this. That's 100%. A beautiful bottle, isn't it? That one, and the cap as well. It's metal, and there's a good weight to it. So well done, Peter, on the bottles. So out of all these Elixir fragrances, I think you've settled on 1 Million Elixir as being the best of the bunch of these.
I think those two are, but they're really similar, aren't they?
The two gold ones?
Yeah, I kind of like them.
Do you just like shiny gold?
I do, I'm like a blackbird. Was it a magpie?
A magpie.
I'm like a magpie, yeah.
With a doctor's note.
Absolutely.
A magpie with a doctor's note. Right, okay, there we go. 1 Million Elixir wins this one. Surprised me a little bit, but that's why these videos are good, because we've all got different ideas and different opinions and different things that we like, and yeah, this was the one for you. If I was going to pick a favourite out of these, God, I would find, you know what, I'd have to put Sauvage Elixir and Elixir on level peggings as my two favourite out of this list, but all really enjoyable fragrances. Whether they all earn Elixir, not quite sure about that, but they're all good fragrances. All right, that was great. Thanks for chiming in with your thoughts on Elixir fragrances. That little discussion at the top was really interesting. Hope you enjoyed seeing Aaron rate these Elixir fragrances. If you were thinking of jumping on the Elixir hype train, then maybe you've got a better idea of which one you might like to try. If you haven't yet subscribed to Aaron's channel, make sure you do that. He's doing really well on his YouTube channel. Subscribe to me if you haven't already. Like the video, please, it really helps. So if you did like it, then just hit that like button. If you do all that, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.